Welcome to this tutorial where we're learning to draw a future city landscape using the drawing tools in Keynote. This part of the tutorial we're going to learn how to search for Keynote, how to start a new project, and in the second part we'll look at how to add a picture, change some of its formatting properties, and then also use the drawing tools. So let's start by looking at how to search for Keynote. On your iPad, if you drag your finger from somewhere near the middle of the screen downwards, you will see the search bar appear. And if you type in using your keyboard the word Keynote, you should see that first app appear. If you tap on that app, it will start the Keynote application. Give it a second to load up, and now you can see the previous project that I've been working on loading up on my screen, and this is the final outcome, or something similar to what you want to produce in your final outcome. You might be brought to this screen, which is the starting screen for Keynote. It's the opening screen where you are able to start your project. So we're going to start by creating a new presentation, which is that button on the top left with the plus icon. Now when you select the icon, you get a couple of options. Number one is to choose a theme, and the second is to start an outline. We're just going to choose a theme, which gives us a few templates to select from. And again, there's lots on there that you can download. But for this particular tutorial, we just need a basic white presentation. So choose the basic white option. And then you'll see some placeholders for titles, subtitles, and the author. We don't need those for this tutorial, so if you just tap on them once, anywhere on there, you'll get this submenu appear, and then you can simply select delete. Tap once, press delete, tap once, press delete. And there you have it. We've now searched for Keynote, we've created a new project, and it's ready for us to start our drawings. In the next tutorial, we'll look at how to add a picture, change its formatting, and then use the drawing tools. Hi everyone, welcome back to this second part of the tutorial on how to draw a city landscape using Keynote's drawing tools. In this part, we're going to look at how to add a picture, change its formatting properties, and then use the drawing tools to trace over it. So the first thing we'd like to do is we'd like you to search for an image on the internet and have that image saved or downloaded to your photos. If you haven't got that, you can still copy an image from the internet and then place that onto your presentation. I'm going to do that by pressing plus on the top of the screen, and then selecting the last option, which is the photo media option, and then selecting photo or video, and it should take me to my gallery where I can select one of the pictures I downloaded earlier. So as you can see, I've got quite a few choices of images of buildings, so I'm just going to select one of those pictures, and it should add that to my presentation. The next thing we want to do is we want to scale the image, and as you can see, those blue dots on the corners allow me to stretch the image to the size that I want it to be. Once I'm happy with the size and the position of it, I need to change a couple of settings for this picture. So we want to do the formatting of this picture so that it's slightly opaque, so that we can see some of it, but it's not too bright or too visible that it overpowers the drawings. How do we do this? We click on the paintbrush at the top, which is the formatting option. We click on the image in the middle, or the style, should I say, sorry. And then right near the bottom, second from the bottom, you've got opacity. Now you can either slide it down on the slider, or you can type in a number. So we want it just about visible so that we can trace over it, but not too bright. Okay, I'm going to leave it at 35. The second option we need to do is lock this picture in place, because as we start drawing over it, we don't want it to slip and slide and move. To do that, we click on Arrange, and then right at the bottom there, we've got the option to lock it in place. Notice that the blue circles on the edges have now turned into little white circles with a cross in it. That means I can no longer stretch or move the image. Don't worry, if you want to unlock it again, if you tap it once, you get the menu option above it, and you can then press unlock so it goes back to its original movable format. And there you have it. We've placed our image in place, we've changed its formatting so that it's opaque, opacity has been reduced, and it's locked in place. Hi everyone, welcome to the last part of these tutorials where we're going to use the drawing tools to trace over our image. It's very simply, you can use this with an Apple Pencil, or you can just use it with your own finger, so you don't really necessarily need the Apple Pencil to do this. As it's a feature of adding content to Keynote, we start by pressing the plus icon at the top. We select the last option along the top bar, which is the media option, and then down the list, second from the bottom, you've got the option for drawings. When you press that icon, you'll see the drawing tools appear at the bottom of the screen. We've got quite a number of tools to play with. We've got pens, pencils, crayons, we've got a fill tool here, a rubber, and also a little line drawing tool. If you select the tool, you can also select the colour on the right hand side of the panel, and if you hold down the tool option, you'll also get to select the width or the thickness of the pen, as well as the opacity of the pen. Now to start with, I'm going to go with a very thin line, and I'm just going to choose black for my colour. And now you can simply just start drawing over the image that you have. Now, although this is not part of today's tutorial, if you do wish to animate your drawings later, there is a very neat animation tool which allows you to animate the line drawing, and that will actually remember the strokes of your drawings and animate them exactly in the same steps in which you drew them. Now, if you find there's certain details in the picture that you can't quite trace over, like these little triangles that we've got here, I'm not really going to do a very good job if I'm so far out. So what I'm going to do is just pinch with my fingers to get a more closer look at the drawing, and that way I've got the advantage of being able to draw a little bit more accurately. Don't worry if you make a mistake or if you're not happy with the image, we've always got the eraser tool to go back over it. Another thing to note here is you might have seen that I'm trying to close off any unfinished ends, and the reason for that is that when we start to fill in these segments, if they are not closed off, we might find a bit of a problem filling in the colours. So it's very advisable to make sure that any lines that you draw are actually fully closed off. Don't worry if you go over a little bit, we've got the eraser tool. You can just tidy up your drawings. That bit looks quite unfinished. As you can tell, drawing is not my best skill. Now, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm now going to just zoom out a little bit and maybe use the fill tool to show you how the fill tool works. Again, you can select any of the colours on the right hand side, but if there's something that doesn't quite match what's on your drawing, if you click on the swatch, the kind of rainbow icon on the bottom right, you can select colours from the original drawings or the picture below it using the little colour selector at the top. And you can see now, as I hover over the picture, I'm able to select some of the colours that are in there. I'm really looking for this brownish colour here. All we then do is on the bottom of the screen here, I can press the plus icon, and that's now added to my palette. Tap outside of that option window, and then we can start to fill in sections of our drawing. So with the fill tool, I can just tap now. I'm doing this very quickly just for the sake of the tutorial, but you might want to spend a little bit more time playing around with the opacity of this tool to get a bit more of a nuanced colour. Okay, and there you have it. So that's part of my landscape now. So what I'm going to do is, the last step on this process is to press the done icon on the top left when you've finished, and then click on the image in the background, unlock the image, and simply delete. You've now been left with the drawing only. Again, if you want to bring the image back and edit the drawing, you can press the back button, click on the drawing, and then click edit drawing, so you can carry on where you left off. Hopefully that will then create a drawing which you can duplicate, move, scale, and create your landscape for your future city. Hope you like that tutorial. Good luck with your drawings, and please get in touch by leaving a comment on this video, liking, sharing and subscribing to the channel. Thank you. Bye bye.